ain't fair, cause this ain't
It's a Saturday, kind of just going for a quick overnight trip in our local area. It's very hot today, still so only just come out of summer. We're out in Cairncross State Forest, about to take on the Cairncross Creek Run, they call it. It's a pretty well-known local track. It's through a creek bed here, very rocky, technical, slow, tight track. But it's just so dry at the moment. Normally this creek has water flowing through it, like it flows under the rocks and over the rocks for some part of it, so you're driving in and out of puddles and that through the creek, but it's just so dry. Pretty much the whole thing's just dry down there. There's a few little remains of water in a few puddles, but still be a fun drive through there. Going to put my tyres right down, maybe about, I don't know, 13, 14, right down low, because it's very slow and rocky and you want as much traction as you can get. The plan is to do this Cairncross Creek Run, then head up. You can head up the top up to the fire tower and you get an awesome view out over the whole area. Then we're going to head up to the Wilson River to camp tonight, and I know a few spots up there, a couple swimming spots. That went heaps better than I expected up all those rock steps there. Biggest thing, low tyre pressures. I'm about 13-14 psi. First gear low range, just let your car idle. I wasn't touching the accelerator then, just let the car slowly walk up it. The Cairncross Creek Run isn't anything super difficult, but it definitely is a tight, fun little technical track, and it does get more difficult after rain, as you can get some deeper puddles in there to navigate too. You can see here what a massive difference it makes being out there on your own, not being able to see over the bonnet. You can't see what's going on in front of you, you don't have someone there to help guide you. This is a very tight little section there, and watching back the footage I can see I was trying to go further left, which was not going to help me at all. I needed to go right hand down to try and swing that car back around. I'm really struggling to get through this little bit just here. Just all a bit of a bad angle, and then you're so close to that tree there. Looks like there's another track around there that people have been taking, so I'm going to go back, go around this bit, and then we'll keep heading through. I just ripped that back flare off, which is a little bit annoying. It was when I was reversing and I had to reverse up a bank, and I must have got caught on the ground and tore it off. I'll have to figure out something to do with that. If you haven't got a heap of four-wheel driving experience, it's definitely one of those places where you probably wouldn't want to go by yourself. You're better off going with someone else in their four-wheel drive too. Being that it's so tight and technical out there, you definitely are at risk of panel damage if you get your line wrong, and you can get yourself a little bit stuck and in some awkward positions that can be hard to get out of, not much room to move around. That hole there is making that back wheel lose traction and come off the ground, so I've put a few rocks in there. Maybe move the car back a little bit and then put a few rocks in, and it should be enough to help it climb up. Better try and do some of this flare before it fully gets ripped off. Because I kind of need to drill it back in properly. Maybe just a couple of zippy ties and some tape. Not a real good job, but it's back on at least. I just ended up using zippy ties back through all the holes. Got it back on there. Next little obstacle I came along was this tree across the track. Now honestly, I thought I'd be able to climb over it without too many dramas. I tried a few different angles, I just couldn't seem to get over it. I can't get over this log here. I thought I'd get over it easy, but it's not working. So I got two options. The first one is to try and track build a ramp up it, down it, or I just chainsaw it. I think I might just chainsaw it, because even you can try and build a ramp and then it still might not work. I pretty much take the chainsaw on all trips I go on now, even though I don't use it a lot of the time. The one time you don't take it is the time you end up needing it. So I just always put it on the car now, have it with me, that way it's there when you need it. We cleared that log off the track without any dramas, and then we're on our way again. Fun little drive through there. Yeah, it's maybe the fourth time I've done it now. It's definitely challenging, very tight, rocky. You gotta have your wits about you, really pick your lines, but it's good fun drive. Now we're at an exit point now up there, or you can keep going. We're maybe about halfway through it or a third. It does keep going, I don't know yet, I'm not sure. Might head, or we might do the next bit. It's kind of 3 bits. You can do another bit and then come off, and then you got the last bit. The last bit's the worst bit. I definitely won't be doing that. We did better than this car, hey Kai?
Car for sale.
How much? 20 bucks.
Well, it's since it's for sale and it's so good, it's a quite that's $1 million.
Nice.
You want to buy it?
Well, our car's still in better condition than that car. It's always a good idea before you take off again, just have a look underneath your car, make sure nothing's leaking. I was knocking a few rocks and logs and that along that track. Once you got the bash plates, everything's pretty well protected under here, but still good to have a look, make sure you got no oil or fuel leaks, coolant leaks, anything like that. You haven't knocked a sump or a fuel line. Well, I decided I was having too much fun to leave that track yet, so we continued along the next section of it. I decided to keep going and do the next little bit, then we'll come off. It's having too much fun not to. After we come off, we're going to head up the top to the tower, have some lunch up there and have a look at the lookout. That next little section was quite short, it was all relatively easy. And then that's where you keep going, but it gets, you can drive it, but too much for my car, I think, I don't know, I don't want to try. We're gonna head up out and up to the top. It's a nice little steep low range climb up to the top there, but it's all easy going. They keep it in good condition because they do have workers regularly going up there. They have a couple of towers up the top. Made it up the top of Cairncross Mountain, Cairncross Tower. We just came up the main road. It's still pretty steep, but it's all nothing too hard because they keep it in good condition because they got stuff up here. They've always got workers coming up here, towers and stuff. There's an awesome lookout from up here. You can see all around you, all around the mountains. Some big storms out there. We may get some afternoon storms today, I'd say. We're going to chill up here for a bit, have a bit of lunch, and then we'll head back down. There is another way back down. There's like, you go back down a little bit, then there's a track off to the right, and that's a pretty gnarly trail down off the mountain rather than the main one. We may go back down that one, but we'll see how we go. After some lunch up the top, we decided to come down the much more steep and challenging way down off the mountain. This hill is so steep. Coming down it's not too bad. Going up it you'd definitely be working your car. Whew. There's Mount Cairncross up the top up there, that's where we had lunch. And then we came back down. That's the main tower trail that goes up there, the main one. But we took this trail, that was the steeper one, back down here. We've come out, now it's coming back along this main road now. And that creek run, which we did earlier, that's in here, along this creek. So there's a little turn off there. And that creek runs along that creek there, but as you saw, it's all dried up at the moment. We're back onto the main dirt road now. We're going to head out of here and head to a swimming spot we know of. We're both very hot and keen for a swim. Ready for a swim, Kai? Awesome little swimming spot here on the Wilson River. This Wilson River is massive. We're going to camp tonight on the Wilson River, but on a different spot. But this Wilson River runs through this whole area. But it's a sick little swimming spot here. We're going to relax here for a while, have a swim. The water's actually so warm at the moment. It would probably be better if it was a little bit cooler. Now those clouds have moved away. It's so hot today. But yeah, it's about mid-afternoon. We're going to relax here for a little while and then we'll make the drive to camp. How's the water, Kai? So warm, hey? We're at Macquarie State Forest. We're going to head up in here and start heading towards our camp. I know a spot on the river up here. It's actually starting to rain a little bit now, but hopefully it doesn't come in. But I'd say we might have a couple of passing showers this afternoon. I love exploring new places, four-wheel drive tracks and campsites, but it is also awesome when you do these little overnight four-wheel drive trips. You know where everything is and you know where you're going. We've arrived at our camp spot. We got a nice little spot to ourselves here. How's this spot look, Kai? Pretty good? Then we got the river just down behind us there. Fire. We'll collect some firewood, get everything set up and relax, and have a swim. You gonna have a swim?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a bit of a swim and relax down the river, have some food, and then we'll go do fire and dinner. It's thunder all around. I don't know if it's gonna come in storming soon. It's still so hot, but it's super muggy. Just sweating. Need a swim to cool down.
This is so cold! The water is so cold! Oh God, help! It's so cold! I didn't have a breath ready. I could have stopped.
Beautiful spot here we got to ourselves. So awesome when you get these places all to yourself. We got these clouds sort of moving all around us. Looks super cool. There's lots of thunder, but I don't know if it's actually going to rain. I'll do a couple of time lapses of the clouds. There's two ways I do time lapses. The first one is the lazy way, which is just a video and then you speed it up in editing. Or if I can be bothered, then actually set up the proper time lapse, which is a series of photos. I'll do the proper ones now. Photos of the sky. And it's starting to rain. It's raining. I don't think it'll last very long. It's only a few spots from these storm clouds. A little bit of rain. Ooh, big thunder.
It sounds so terrible. Shut up. Why is it so loud?
Wow. Incoming storm. Whoa. Fire's looking good. Guess what's for dinner? Tacos. All of a sudden it just absolutely started pouring. We quickly tried to pack everything up and set the awning up, but the awning's kind of half set up. I can't really set it up properly. It's been weighed down by the rain too much, but it's absolutely pouring. The fire's gone out. Our swag's out there in the rain, but it should be all good. I think I've got it all zipped up properly. We'll sit here and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it passes.